So you own what you think is the best tractor ever made, but time has taken its toll on it. It was built in maybe the 60s, 70s or the 80s, and it needs a little bit of TLC. It needs cab parts, it needs wings, it needs a bonnet, it needs a front grille, headlights, engine parts or transmission parts. And for some of these older tractors, it can be really difficult to source some of these parts. Today I'm going to try and help you all. I've got a list of about 10 different places that are experts in finding parts for vintage tractors and classic tractors, be it a Massey Ferguson, a John Deere, a Nuffield, an Alice Chalmers, David Brown, Fordson. These people are experts in finding parts for these machines. Companies that I would have dealt with a lot down through the years. Now, I'm not sponsored by any of them. I'm just giving them all a shout out here just to help you, the viewers, in finding some parts for your tractors, your equipment that you have at home that you might be struggling with. So I'm going to start off with, well, the most obvious and boring one, and that's the main dealer. Now, people tend to not go to main dealers for parts for older machines from the 70s or the 80s, and there's plenty of reasons for that. First of all is the price. For if you order a part from a dealership, it's going to be very, very expensive. Genuine parts generally are very expensive, but some dealerships will have old stock sitting on the shelf. It could be sitting there for maybe 20 years, something that they have not sold, that they will be glad to get rid of, will heavily discount it just to get it off the shelf. The other thing about dealerships is you will be guaranteed, because the part will be searched under the serial number of the tractor, you will be guaranteed to get the right part number for the tractor, or whatever it is, a combine, whatever we're talking about, to make sure that when you go to order it someplace else, perhaps, that you will get the right part. Because there can be variations in different models of the same tractors, the same machines. There can be variations. So if you search something serial specific, you will be assured of getting the right one. Now, the likes of, say, Agco would own Sparex, as most people would probably be familiar with. Sparex are a huge multinational company. Agco actually own them now. So the dealerships, so that your Massey Ferguson and your Fendt dealerships, anyone within the Agco group, parts can easily be ordered through the Sparex system for non-genuine, for spurious parts. And of course, John Deere as well would own Vapormatic, and everybody, I'm sure, is familiar. Anyone that's in the ag industry would be very familiar with Vapormatic. Now, there's a lot of, conspiracies around, why they bought these up. Agco, the likes of Agco and the likes of John Deere, why they bought these big companies up. Some say it's to be able to, offer their customers a better choice and make sure that they have the parts, and others say it's to be able to control the market, which I would be leaning towards the controlling the market. Knowing these companies, leaning towards controlling the market, it probably is the most of it. But anyway, that's number one. That's the main dealer. Not for everyone, but at least if you go, they're generally are very helpful if you get someone who knows what they're talking about, someone that's in them a long time, who will be happy to help you get part numbers, and if they have it on the shelf, they might be able to heavily discount it, and you'll be assured of getting the right part. Okay, the second company that I'm going to talk about, now this is a trade company only. So they would be only dealing with trade accounts. The general public cannot buy off them, but they can buy from their catalogue. So QTP, Quality Tractor Parts, they are one of the world's biggest manufacturer and supplier of tractor parts, not just in Ireland, but across Europe and across the world, and as far away as Australia. And I know places like Bundy Bear, the Queensland Tractor Spares down in Queensland, they would have got parts supplied through QTP. So what they do is they have obviously a huge catalogue of parts on their website, so qtponline.com. Their website is excellent, and what I would suggest, if anyone is looking for any parts, go onto their website, search what they have, and then go to the nearest QTP stockist. If you don't know who that is, QTP will tell you online. They are very helpful. You can phone them up, you can talk to them, and they do have a fairly good online presence, especially on TikTok and that. Parts Dog, I think the guy's name is on TikTok, he works for them. They actually do commission their own parts, they make their own parts, they have 3D printed parts, and they will get parts from manufacturers across the world to make particular parts for particular machines that they see a demand in. So they have a vast range of stock. They've got deliveries worldwide. they drop ship to other companies. So other tractor part supply companies would drop ship through QTP. So you might go onto the website of another supplier and it will come up with the QTP logo, or might lead you to the QTP website. And that just takes away the handling in these other companies. So you can order through, say, alancorrigan.com, and it will come through QTP. So they make their own products. They're Ireland based, which is obviously a huge thing. It's an excellent thing for us here in Ireland, and their website is fantastic. It's so easy to search any make or model of the older machines. They have hundreds and thousands of different options and models that you can choose from, and it's very, very easy to navigate. The next one then for our friends in the UK, so Agriline Products. So agrilineproducts.com, that's their website. Again, a huge company, vast range of stock. Their online store again is excellent. It's very easy to navigate, and they do sell to the public. So the public can go on and order through the Agriline website. Now, I've got some stuff off Agriline down through the years. Some of it has been of very good quality. Some of it has been questionable at least. Lighting products, some stuff, I don't know where it comes from, Pakistan or China or where it is, but the quality was very poor. The paint faded after a matter of weeks. So stuff like that, lighting products, I would tend to stay away from. I did get parts for transmissions and gearboxes, engine parts. Just know what you're looking for. But their website is excellent, and they know if they don't have it, they will get it for you, or they can find it for you. Again, other companies will drop ship through Agriline as well. So other smaller suppliers within the UK and within, say, Northern Ireland, and that will drop ship through Agriline. So that's agrilineproducts.com. So number 4 then, if you are a John Deere man, so if you love your John Deeres in the UK, Nick Young Tractor Parts cannot be beaten for John Deere in Ireland, England, or most of Europe. He buys in old tractors, he breaks them, and he stocks pretty much everything. He's an expert on the 40 series and the 50 series, and getting into the later models then as well, the 10s and the 20s, the 6000 series. He's stocking second-hand parts and new parts for them, cab parts as well. So the padding for cabs and the different styles of padding, he is excellent at that, and he is the John Deere man to get second-hand parts and new parts for in pretty much all of Europe. He has a really good website. He's based near Doncaster. New and used John Deere parts, so he buys in old tractors, breaks them up, and a great product range, and a very good website if you want to go and check it if you are a John Deere man. Nick Young Tractor Parts, and his website is nytractorparts.co.uk. Next one then, we're back in Ireland, and we're in the county of Meath and Finian Riley. So if you are a Sammy man, a Dites man, Hurley man, or Lamborghini, Finian Riley is a specialist and expert in these models in particular. He is a former dealer, but he now repairs and supplies parts through his website, sammyditesparts.com, and he's based outside Kells in County Meath. He has a basic enough website. It's just a catalogue type website, a brochure style website. You can't buy through the website. It's non-commerce. He would have a large stock of stuff in store. I know some of these Sammys and Dites and that, the older ones in particular, some stuff can be hard got for them, panels and doors and bits and pieces like that. So yeah, sammyditesparts.com. So that's Finian Riley. Yeah, so he is excellent. I have got stuff off him before. So number 6 then, covering a wide range of older stuff. So Neil's Vintage Tractor Parts out of Carlisle. So Alice Chalmers, Massey Ferguson, Fords and Majors, No Fields, David Brown's, older Fords. They are specialists in the older, so into from the 1940s onwards up into the 1970s, 1980s. So they have a huge eBay store. So they take in tractors as well, and they will break them, and they will be selling secondhand parts through their huge eBay store. It's well worth going on, searching through. You can go onto their website then, and you can put in whatever tractor you have, and you can see what they have in stock. I'm not sure whether they have new parts. They probably do. Most places would probably do, But yeah, they are one to check out for the older stuff. So your Alice and your Fordsons, your Nuffields and your David Browns and the like. And of course, at this point, I'd like to say this is only a small selection. So please, anyone, if you have any information, if there's people that you deal with that you buy off, please drop it into the comments. If anyone in particular that you find very good for any particular type brand, even that's good to deal with, that has a good range of stock, please help a fella out, as they say, and put it into the comments so other people can read and maybe learn something from it. And if I get a list from my viewers that you have given me, you know, I can do up a short video again and give out the names of those companies, give them a shout going forward. That would be great, just to give us a hand. So number 7 then, and we're still in County Meath again. Now, I'm not being biased in any way towards the County Meath this weekend, but Meath is a hot bed for tractor parts, and the very, very famous John Conny Sylvan Auto Spare, so johnconnity.com. So John Conny, again, is worldwide. He sells worldwide. He has a huge website, one of the biggest tractor breakers in the country. I'd say he probably is the biggest tractor breakers in the country. Huge amount of stock. Now, I mean sheds and sheds and sheds and sheds full of stock from top to bottom. I don't think I have ever gone down to John Conty's and he has not had what I was looking for. So they will take a tractor in, they'll break it down into the engine, the transmission, the back end, the trumpets, take the cab off, strip everything down, and they'll have everything in sections ready to go. They're brilliant. Now, a little word of warning about John Conty's. It is so busy, and they can only do so much that sometimes the famous John gets a little bit grumpy on the phone. So if you think you're going to ring them to see have they got a part that you're looking for, just do your homework. Know exactly what you're looking for. Don't ring up and say, I need a drive shaft for a David Brown. What year is it? Oh, I think it's in 1978. I'm not sure. Don't do that. Go on the website first. Have a look. Know exactly what you're looking for, and then ring them up and be ready. Because John gets a little bit grumpy when people waste his time, because he is a busy man. Some say he's ignorant, but I have always found him an absolute gentleman, and he's given me plenty of parts for free, not for any sort of support for the channel or anything, but he just wave you on, he tell you go on, and he's an absolute gentleman. But he will have, and if he doesn't have what you're looking for, he will 100% get it for you. Now, the problem is I was looking for a canopy for our 165 at home, and he does stock them, but he didn't have it in stock because the people that he gets to make them only does a production run, say once a year. So they might do a production run for a month and make a couple of hundred of them. And when they're gone, they're gone. So you have to wait your turn till it comes around again. And I have to say, the canopy that I did get, the canvas cover for the Scirocco cab, was excellent, and it was excellent quality, and it fitted perfect. So yeah, John Conny's, johnconnity.com, definitely worth checking out, and check out their website before you ring them. Now here's another one based out of England, as far as I'm aware. So Old 20 Parts Company. So the Old 20 Parts Company, and their website is old20tractorparts.com. So that's old20tractorparts.com. So again, the older stuff, David Brown, your older case, Alice, Fordson, Massey Ferguson, Leyland, Nuffield, Perkins, Zetter. Wide selection, an online store, everything is there. They also do a great range of parts books, workshop manuals. So I would have a look through, you know, they're not dear, they're not expensive. You can buy the parts books, you can download the parts books, you can buy the workshop manuals for certain models. Definitely worth a look. So Old 20 Parts Company, old20tractorparts.com. So go onto the website, check them out. That is another good one. I've never bought anything off them, but their website is excellent, and I would give it a thumbs up. So number 9, then we're moving away from companies. So look for small specialists in your area or in your country who devotes their time to one particular model. So let's say you have a Massey Ferguson 1200, very famous tractor over the last couple of years in Ireland. Someone like Massey Dave in the UK, who has a small shed, he does them up, he restores them, but he makes his own panels, he makes his own little bits and pieces because these parts cannot be bought anymore. he will fabricate them on site, and from what I've seen from his videos, the work that he does is excellent, and the stuff that comes out of his workshop is of a fantastic standard. Huge kudos to him. He's excellent, and he shows himself making the panels there, folding, bending, fabricating. Everything is excellent. So there are plenty of lads out there like that, like JEF Engineering. There would be a Fordson specialist, so they would do the same. FordsonSupermajor.com. I'm not sure if Massey Dave has a website. I don't think he does, but if you go onto his YouTube channel or look him up on Facebook, he has a very popular YouTube channel. Look up Massey Dave on YouTube, or look him up on Facebook. You can get in contact with him that way. JEF Engineering, they're Fordson specialists, and they would be experts in those as well, similar to Massey Dave. So there are lots of people like that. So just search out your local area, talk to someone who might know of somebody in the area who's a specialist. He might just be a Fred in the shed at the back of his house, but he knows a particular model. Maybe it's just the 100 series Massey Ferguson. He might know them inside out. Have a speak with him. They are the men to go to. Lastly then, number 10 on the list, before I give a quick shout out to a few other smaller companies. So your local machine fabrication shops in your locality. So engineering and fabricating shops. People will be surprised. I have often been contacted by someone and say, I'm looking for a lathe shaft for a gearbox for such and such. It might be broken, they might be taken off it, and they can't buy it, they can't find it, can't get it anywhere. And I'd say, give it to me, I'll bring it to my guy and he can make it. So they will actually making shafts. If you give them the dimensions, if you give them something that's broken, they will remanufacture that. They will just take a piece of steel that's obviously the correct grade or whatever it is, and they will remanufacture. Could be a fabricating shop for making panels, making steps, maybe it's a mud guard, something like that on the back, a panel. Look them up. Don't be afraid to go into your local engineering shop with a part and ask them, would they be able to remanufacture it, whether it's a drive shaft or a sprocket for a gearbox, something like that. They are definitely worth trying to find out or look about them. There are also companies who will remanufacture parts through 3D printing. So they will 3D print particular parts, generally small cab parts. If it's a plastic based part or something that's specific, maybe it's a badge or an emblem or something, that they can print it on a 3D printer. Stuff like that is excellent. So look them up before you go any further. If you're really stuck, engineering shops and manufacturers, sheet metal fabrications, definitely worth checking out. So that's it. That's a top 10 or not. That's not in any particular order, but that's my 10. A couple quick shout out to a few other companies then. So masseyparts.ie, that's a great website to check out. If you're in for cab parts, then cabpartsinteriors.co.uk, another excellent one. Tractor Cab Specialist, so imcmaster.com. They are superb as well. I have to give a shout out to queenslandtractorspares.com.au. Now, Bundy Bear does not own that business anymore. He has since sold it in about 6 months ago, but it is excellent. queenslandtractorspares.com.au, and they have a great catalogue there as well of parts and service manuals online as well. And of course, if you go onto Bundy Bear's website, you can get lots and lots of information of him, from parts manuals and service books as well. You can just download them. It's all for free. Download them onto your laptop and you have a service manual for Massey Ferguson 165, 185, whatever it is, on your laptop for free. So that's another shout out to 5 there. If you're into the combines in Ireland, if you're looking for parts for a combine, you cannot pass Bernard Burns. So Bernard Burns is in Gorey and Wexford, and they are the combine graveyard of Ireland. And if Bernard Burns does not have it, nobody has it. He has a huge selection of secondhand parts for combines. So he just basically takes combines in that are at the end of their life. Maybe they've been burnt out, they've been in a fire, or they're clapped out. He will take them in and he'll strip them down and he'll sell the parts. And of course, in the UK then as well, you have Manners Combine. So John Manners, and he's in Battle Bridge, as far as I'm aware. I've never been to John Manners, but they are definitely worth a shout out if you're in the UK. Manners Combines. So that's it. Hope everybody got something out of this. And again, if you're if you've got someone who you know is a specialist who sells parts, fabricates parts, makes parts, or a website that is excellent to buy from, please drop it in the comments and help people out here that might be stuck. And if you are stuck, don't be afraid to ask, because I can do a little bit of research. I have plenty of contacts. If you're stuck for parts for anything, give me a shout. I might be able to help you out. Okay, thanks for watching. See you all next week.